Hello friends, welcome back. I have got my coffee. I'm sitting in my comfy new chair and I am here to talk all about this bedroom. I don't really want to call it a remodel. I don't quite know, but the room needed some zhuzhing. It needed a makeover. And so I'm going to share the before pictures. I'm going to share after videos. I'm going to kind of talk you through the process and what we wanted and what we did. And the mistakes that we made, just, you know, in case you guys make the same mistake. And I will have everything that I possibly can linked in the description bar and comment section below. And I also will include the links or just the like item number and even like name if I can for the blinds. We actually got those through budget blinds. So you have to purchase those through them, which I highly recommend doing, but I'll get into all of it and I'll actually just start out with the why we redid this bedroom. It had good furniture in it before. However, we purchased a new bed prior to moving in this house. The bed at our old house was really cheaply made. We bought it when we had just little to no money, and it was honestly, like the UV vacuum would barely bump into it and the legs would completely splinter. So we knew we needed a new bed. I had looked into a couple different ones and I found one that had this hydraulic lift underneath it, which was really nice because we didn't have under the bed storage with our old bed. And so I was like, oh, I love this. It has a hydraulic lift, so you don't need a box spring. And we ended up measuring the height of the bed frame and we loved it because it was exactly the same as the bed frame at our old house. Well, we didn't have super high ceilings there. And in my mind, because the bed frame was so tall and went up so high, I was like, oh, it'll look really good when we get into our new house with these 10, and then it actually is coffered at 11 and 12 foot too. I was like, oh, it'll look great. And I literally remember the very first time I saw the bed, I was like, why does it look like it's 2 inches off the ground? Like, it looks so tiny. And I think I just was not prepared for how low the bed was going to look. Now, I was able to offset that with some artwork that we used to have hanging on the wall, and that was totally fine. It looked really good as far as the height goes. I feel like we fixed that problem. The walls themselves in here though, this house is 100% white. It's Sherwin-Williams alabaster on the ceiling walls and the trim. And one of the ways I was able to sell Sam on that is I was like, you have no idea, like white is a chameleon. So many colors can be chameleons, but white is very trendy right now. A lot of people are doing it. And there have been so many times I've told people my house is all white, and then I'll show them pictures and they're like, oh my gosh, it looks so good. Like, I never even would have really noticed that the walls are white. And that ended up being a beautiful thing because we could completely transform our room from very cool and open to like warm and cozy without having to change the paint color. And it just was a good chameleon. But the walls seemed very open, very white. This room just needed bigger furniture. It needed more. So we tried to add a rug, and we don't have a lot of like rug places around here unless you go to a boutique and you're gonna pay $3,000 minimum, or you have to get them online, or you can go to like Target or Walmart. I have really bad luck with buying rugs online, especially through Amazon, because it never fails. They look one way online, they come in, they look completely different. And so we bought an 8x10 rug trying to offset just how open the floors looked in here. And it just didn't look the way I wanted it to. It almost looked like silver and blue, and it just didn't look like that online. It almost looked beige. So I didn't like the cool feel of those colors. It just wasn't my fave. So when we actually purchased the blinds, which we knew we needed and wanted to get, we got them through budget blinds. I went through Spartanburg, Nicole Cornell. She is absolutely amazing. Again, I'll leave her info and the color info if I can in the description bar and comment section. But I just wasn't sure what I wanted. I highly recommend you have someone do blinds, because as someone who literally used to work in the design world, like blinds are so difficult, and like to the smallest fraction. If you mismeasure and are trying to do it yourself, it can make a big disaster. It was just really nice having somebody to do that. So when she actually came in and we purchased the blinds, I was like, okay, let's redo this room. Let's do it right. Let's get it the way we want it to look. And that actually completely changed how I felt about the room entirely. The walls do not need any more artwork, probably maybe a couple pieces than they have now. When the room was in its before state, I felt like the dresser that we had stuck out like a sore thumb because it was super dark. And I also didn't really love the nightstands that we have, and now I'm obsessed with them. They didn't fit the feel before, and now I love them. So getting to the after, I will start out with the bed. So we decided to go with a canopy bed simply because of the height. It wasn't something I ever like had this big desire for, but I found one online that was like $3,000. And I remember I was like, oh, it's so expensive, but canopy beds are not cheap. And I last second found this one on Amazon through Pinterest, actually. I was looking at a Pinterest pin and it had the direct link for it, and I found this bed and I was like, wait a minute, hold on. That looks almost exactly like the $3,000 bed that I was going to buy. And it's like $250 on Amazon. Yes. And I figured this would be a great way to try out the canopy bed, see if it's for us. And if we end up hating it, you know, 2-3 years from now, we can replace it. Sam and I both love the bed. We feel like it's the perfect fit for this room. It is absolutely something that with these high ceilings, we just need. And so we are very, very happy with it. I did see some reviews say that it like is a very squeaky bed. In my experience, it's not. We both don't think it is, but Ezra was jumping on it the other day, and that was like the first time I heard squeaks. But Ezra was jumping on it. So I wouldn't say it's a squeaky bed at all, and we have been very, very happy with it so far. Next thing we wanted to change was the rug. So originally I told you guys, didn't love the rug. I feel like it looked a little bit blue and silver, which it looked beige on mine, and even we gave it to my parents. It doesn't look blue and silver in their room. I don't know if it's the natural light or the white walls, but it looked blue and silver in here, and that was just not the look that I wanted. So we also, when we were building this house, wanted our bathroom and our closet to be a foot bigger. Well, the way that roof lines work, you can't just make part of it bigger. You have to like expand the whole wall. So the room is a foot deeper this way than the plan calls for. That doesn't sound like a lot, but when you actually look at the square footage, it is. It is a big expansion. So we decided that whatever size we ended up going with, it needed to have a 12 somewhere in there. So whether it was a 9 by 12, 12 by 14, this room needed to have a 12 this way. And so we actually found this rug randomly on Amazon through Pinterest. And I was very surprised with how warm and beautiful it was. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I had little to no expectations. I was like, if it comes in and it looks completely different, it's going back. I suck at ordering rugs online. They always look different. This one looks exactly like what it looked like online. It's just so beautiful. And I was ready to pay a good chunk for a rug. I wasn't gonna pay $3K, but I had purchased some from Ruggable, like some samples. And I had found one that I liked, which I'm actually happy that now that we didn't go with. But this rug also came in so many random sizes, and I was like, this is just meant to be. I think we have the like 9 by 12 and a half, or like 9.5 by 12. They even had, I think, a 9 by 14. They had some like really random sizes. So it ended up working out perfectly that this rug is just, it's what we needed. We needed something that was just gonna take up more room this way and not necessarily this way. So it is stunning. Now, with that being said, the pieces that we had left was this white trunk that we had at the end of our old bed. We really liked the white trunk. We actually have not gotten rid of it. We're planning on putting it in the boys' rooms. It's great for storage. It was soft. I used to sit on it to film videos. I liked it, but one, it was white, and I feel like everything in here now is very warm, but two, it was fairly small and low. And so I needed something, again, that was just bigger. So I purchased these rugs from Target. I was planning on getting something from West Elm, but they ended up, they got rid of the fabric that I had picked out. Another thing that just ended up working out perfectly, I did not originally want green, but I was like, you know what? If we hate these chairs, they'll look really good in Sam's office. And when they came in, I was like, they are stunning. They're beautiful. They're soft. They are such a good size. They work in this room with the pillows behind them. I mean, I am so happy with the way these simple things change the room. It feels so much warmer. This room needs bigger furniture. It needed taller furniture, and I am so, so happy with it. So I did end up adding a couple more decor pieces to the like chest of drawers here. To be honest, I don't recommend this set of drawers. It's from Amazon. I changed out the handles to something else. it's very poor quality. It's gonna have to go eventually, but for now, like look-wise, I really like the look of it, but it is cheap. Even Sam was like, Moriah, this is not good quality. And I was like, I know, but I wanted it to be nicer and it looks so good. So we'll replace that eventually. We do have a frame TV with beautiful artwork in here that we love. Eventually, we will get a different frame for around the frame TV that actually makes it look like true, like a gold thick frame that makes it look like artwork. But for the time being, those things are very expensive, like $300 minimum. And if you buy them from Samsung, they're like $600, $700 just for the frame. And that is insane to me. So I'm gonna see if I can find some cheaper ones somewhere else, because literally for 4 pieces, like please be so for real, Samsung. I did add a couple decor pieces to the ground. I kept my mirror, my round mirror or like arched mirror from Walmart, and I just think it is so beautiful. Again, prior to the room being updated, we did have the blinds installed and the curtains are the same as the ones that we had when we moved in. But I also used to have a tree on this wall beside me. Now, I needed that because honestly, when I'm filming in the mirror, a lot of times these white walls, they're very bright and it just wasn't looking good. It was like really bouncing that light funky with the camera. And so I needed something, and Sam and I never loved the tree there. It just wasn't our favorite. So I really started looking for an arched bookcase, and there was one on Walmart that went viral. It was a little bit slender, and because it went viral, it sold out. So I actually found this one on a site called Walker Edison. I've never purchased from them before, and I will definitely be purchasing them from now on because one, I felt like the price was reasonable. But the quality of this item, when it came in, Sam was the one who put it together. I said, what do you think? He was like, this is really nice, Moriah, like really nice. He said, you can tell this is not like some piece of, and I hate to knock it because I've always had good quality Target items, but he was like, it's not Target furniture. I'm gonna say Walmart furniture. This is a good quality item. It's beautiful. I like the two-tone, how like the shelves are a different color than the actual bookcase itself. They have an option that has doors on it. I just feel like this is perfect. And when I'm filming, you can see in the mirror, like you can see it in the background, but it's not a tree. So we really love the way this looks. This was always planned to just be decor. We have Sam's books on a different, like in a different part of the house. This was never meant to be a bookshelf for books. And I feel like it just completely transformed this room. It's so elevated now. We also did hang 2 pieces of artwork here, just very simple. I like very thick matting with small photos. That's kind of a trend right now, and I think it's super fun. So we just hung 2 photos of the boys, and then the tree got moved to the corner. And apart from that, again, we kept the dresser here, we kept the nightstands. I am so happy with the way this room turned out. I feel like it, again, I can't say it enough. It's so warm now. And I actually felt like before I was like, oh, the walls need so much artwork. And now I'm like, we don't need anything else on the walls. Like maybe 1 to 2 things, and I'm gonna wait a while and really let the room see how I feel about it before I decide. I'm a big fan of living in a space sometimes before you fully develop out a home with furniture. That's why I'm like, again, having worked in the design world, there will be people who are like, I want to hire a designer before I move in. And I'm like, I think that sometimes it's better to wait because you don't know how you're going to live in the space. And that's really important too. Like you just don't know until you're in there. And so I think now that I have it like this, I'm going to just live in it, and I love it. And it ended up being so much more affordable than I was originally thinking. So I'm very happy with it. Again, everything is going to be linked for you guys in the description bar and comment section below. Thank y'all so much for watching, and thank you for your love on this. I know some of you guys have seen it from my YouTube shorts that I posted over on the vlog channel. I've shared the room on the vlog channel already, and I just am so thankful for you guys. So thank you so much. Don't forget to click the subscribe button if you're new here. I love you guys so incredibly much, and I'll see you in my next video. Mwah.